Hi guys, today I have a game for you in my Alabama ST, and the only difference between this and an Alabama is camouflage. That's it. They're virtually identical ships. I think they're the only ships that are pretty much identical with the exception of the camouflage. That's why I say virtually, because yes, you can put on the ST camouflage. Now, as you can see by the title of this video, is Battleship gameplay dead? Now, I showed you my build, which is pretty much my Missouri captain, and the modules are going to be the same for my Alabama and for my North Carolina. But is Battleship gameplay dead, or is it dying, or I think a better answer or response to that is it hasn't become stagnant. Like, it's not getting better, it's not getting worse. You know, it's just Battleship gameplay is what it is. You know, it hasn't evolved to the point to where, you know, most Battleship players aren't, I shouldn't say can't, or are most Battleship players not adjusting to the meta, which, no offense, has been the meta since the beginning of time of AG spam. It's to the point to where even battleships are just exclusively shooting HE, and I usually advise against it unless you happen to be in one of the exceptions, which is a British battleship or one of the French with 15-inch guns, and you're in a tier 10 game. But for the most part, I want to say Battleship gameplay isn't dead for bottom tier, mid tier. You know, there's still plenty of Battleship players. The question really comes into play of, you know, top tier, high tier games. Your tier 9s and your tier 10s is where you really start to see a reduction in Battleship gameplay or quality of Battleship gameplay, because most of your really good Battleship players are making their transition into playing cruisers. I chose this video for several reasons. One, tier 8 is right where it gets to the cuspice of I can still be top tier and face off against other battleships. I have good enough AA to deal with whatever carrier it's here. I'm not going to be bullied. I can be the bully. And because of our destroyer here. Spoiler alert, this guy gets upset that he doesn't exclusively get the carrier's air fighter plane. I don't think that guy understands carrier gameplay or understands that, oh, I don't know, there's a Baltimore, there's a U.S. battleship. You know, right here, there's a German. The Germans have some, you know, really good AA. Well, it's mostly their long range. It still has AA. And we have a Bajoni, which is Russian bias. So you've got AA cover if you know how to say buy your ships. You know, just go with the rule of thumb of I need to be within 3 to 4 kilometers and I'll be in somebody's AA range. But, I mean, you can see what, you know, the gameplay is turned into. Everybody hides behind an island. Nobody wants to go out there. You know, I'm doing it. I'm not saying I'm innocent of this. I'm doing it. I'm using this island to protect me from the North Carolina that's using an island to protect him from me. You know, we're both going to take shots at each other if we can. You know, this poor New Mexico is getting bullied by my 16-inch shells. I can go right through the front of them, which New Mexico's are not easy to citadel. So even getting that was a minor miracle. You notice I got one when it was pretty much bow into me, but when it was broadside, it just did 12K. Not hit 12K, something to shy away from, but, you know, no sense. So, instead of our fighting destroyer or gunboat DD possibly going and dealing with the destroyer that is out there. You know, I probably should have pinged a map and said DD over there, but it's just from the way this guy's playing. I'm thinking, okay, this guy's going to go around, going to spot the guys behind the island from the seaside, which is, I don't know, just looking at the mini-map, who here thinks that's a good idea to get closer to a Chapaya, spot enemy ships, when he could have went out wide and done the exact same thing, and, oh, I don't know, be on our side of the map, be with his AA ships, be with other ships. I mean, we lost the poor Battleship over it, our Tier 7 German, which I can never... oh shit, sorry for that. I can never pronounce correctly, which I just call it an Eisenhower wagon. Just do that as an inside joke for sneaking. But here's the situation. We don't have any DD. The only spotting we're getting is from our carrier, which, you know, hats off to him for trying to take care of this side. But I'm not going to blame the carrier for wanting to go to the other side. This is a losing flank. There's 2 battleships, at least 2 cruisers, and a destroyer. We're outnumbered. I am backing up far so I can go forward and get out of here, because neither one of these 2 cruisers has any intention of ever leaving behind this island until it's too late. And it's starting to get to the point to where if you're not leaving, it's too late. I will keep my guns on his side, but this is what, you know, this is kind of what it turns into for battleships. Most battleships are going to, some players aren't going to recognize the situation, stay here, get overwhelmed, and then complain. I think the other problem is, for, especially at the high tiers, is the amount of HE spam is ridiculous, and you know that's almost a topic, but a discussion for another game. At this point, I'm like, God darn it, you know, I really wish I had my my shot back, because you know I will shoot at destroyers. You know, I would have preferred to have all the guns loaded. But, I mean, you can see those guys are starting to push. I'm already like, screw this, I'm kiting. Just sitting here, it isn't going to do me well one bit. There's a KGV, British, shoots HE. French cruiser in the back, HE. I can't remember what their other cruiser was. Hell, I don't even know if it's still live. I guarantee you the cruiser's shooting HE. I guarantee you the DD is going to be torping and shooting HE. Like, the only guy maybe not shooting HE is the North Carolina, who is kind enough to start going broadside for me, which is why I held, so I could get all my shots on the bear on the guy. But it looks like our Virginians recognize the situation and said, screw this, I'm out of here. But our Baltimore, he's, you know, he's holding tough, man. He doesn't want to give it up, but our Virginia looks like he's going to continue to, I don't know, huddle against this island, because you know what, maybe that good whack on the North Cal decided to slow these guys down, but at this point there's still a destroyer over there, there's still a KGV. The carrier is going after, I don't know, a ship by himself he can handle. I don't know why he's dropping bombs on him. I'm still in this position to hold these guys, but I'm in a much better position to where if things get real bad, real fast, I can easily, you know, just get the hell out of Dodge and, you know, protect as much HP as I possibly can. Most of your good top tier battleships are starting to play like cruisers, which is why most of your really good battleship players are now just starting to play cruisers, because they're turning it to the same play style. You know, look, I'm utilizing the island to, if it wasn't for the plane, I would not be spotted. And, you know, this guy wouldn't know I'm shooting until it's too late. Now, he is angled up just enough to where it can easily get that Citadel. But, I mean, he wasn't exactly flat broadside, but it was he was flat enough for me to get shots, and you know what? I slowed down to take shots in on that North Cal because I noticed the only thing spotting me was plane. If it was a ship, it's going to switch from the exclamation point to the plane. Now, I believe the algae wanted to come out and get torpedoes off on me. But, you know, he's fast enough to get behind the island, but he's also fast enough to pull out in front and get those off. As, you know, the carrier's dropping his rocket planes on me, which, you know, hindsight's always, you know, 2020. I don't know why he didn't drop the bombs on me and the rocket planes on ours, while LGD is going off to take care of our evil cancer and teach him a lesson that he's the only one that should be getting fighter planes and nobody else. Because he's the only one on this team that's going to make a difference to potentially win this game. Now, luckily, our Bajonian and Baltimore were able to hold off, and, you know, now it's a 2v1 versus the Battleship, and I think, you know, some of that has to do with the North Cal pushing in when he did, me relocating to get broadside shots in on him. That's the other thing is, you know, if we're all still up at that island, nobody's got cross shots. He just bows in, and, well, nobody's going through his nose because nobody's named in here is Musashi or Yamato. Due to relocating over here, I've also been able to stall this DD from getting our cap. Now, I'm not falling into the trick of turning to get my front guns spare. I'm just going to keep turning. It's one of the things DDs like to do is start shooting at you to get you to turn back into the torpedoes. Yes, I do fall for it sometimes. Because you never know really what he wants you to do, but he is shooting because he wants you to do something. The question is, which way does he want you to turn to eat his torpedoes? Luckily for me, he whiffed on all those, and he backs out just enough to where he knows I'm gonna take a shot, but because I shot, I now have, in essence, 15 seconds of... I know it's 20, but I say 15 because of, you know what, I shot when he was out of his smoke. But I have a penalty to where he can sit in his smoke and shoot me, and he just whiffs on no shots. Don't know the reload time of the destroyer off the top of my head. But, you know, the guy's rushing me. So, you know, reversing into him isn't the world's greatest idea. Oh, look. Torpedoes. As I decided to start pulling forward just as that happened. And what he should have done was waited for those to be reloaded and try to get my broadside. Because now I know I have at least 50 seconds of I can show enough side to get all my guns to bear to hopefully deal with this guy. Now, I know some people are saying I should have used HE at the beginning and then AP at the end, but you know what, at this point, he's low. I got him low enough to where, you know, AP's going to be fine. He's within my secondaries. I'm not looking to destroy modules, I'm looking to destroy ships. And the DD, the enemy Shinonome did the right thing, and he shot our low health destroyer. Like, he took a gun out of the game. You know, we could still lose this. In theory, I'm at half health, but in theory means in like 45 seconds, I'll be back to half health. There's still a carrier. I'm still by myself, and I guarantee you I don't have, I don't know, all of my AA. But, you know, if you're paying attention to Chatterall, you can see our destroyer bitch, and I'm like, yeah, you know, why wouldn't you want to stay by, you know, several people with AA, you know, so the carrier can do carrier-type like stuff? Because if you didn't know, in order for the carrier to drop a plane over you, he's got to fly a strike package over you, which may not be the wisest of decisions. And the reason I say this could be anybody's game still is that's a full health Kudos off. Those are not fun ships to deal with. Now, luckily for us, we have a huge point lead. But I want to go straight at this Turpus because he's, low enough. Of course, I'm typing in chat, which means, there's not going to be any maneuvering for me for at least a good minute, possibly two, depending on how long the sentence is going to take me to figure out how to spell correctly. But, I don't know what kind of potential health the Turpus has. All I know is he's at 60k. God, if he was at 60k, I'd be crying. At 6,000, health. I don't know if he's getting healed, if he's used them all or whatever. But I know what he's going to want to do is come in and potentially torpedo me. The whole time the plane's spotting, Kutuzov's able to shoot for free, who's going to be getting onto the decap. As, well, look, double fire. Who would have been surprised there? Now, I waited to put those two out for those last two rounds. I really don't want to sit here and burn because
Fighter airborne.
I've got no more heals. I'm going to take a bunch of damage from this guy. Now, unfortunately, his plane is spotting me, so he knows exactly where I'm at. Now, I aimed for his nose of a ship because I noticed it wasn't damaged, which means I should be getting most... I will be maximizing my damage to this guy. Now, I immediately turn into... Oh, look, torpedoes. I know, I'm said his Battleship gameplay dead, and, here I am commenting on the gameplay, but in my opinion, I think Battleship gameplay really has just become stagnant. And what I mean by stagnant is the quality of Battleship gameplay just really not there. You still have BBs that their entire career have shot nothing but HE. Don't understand or utilize their AP.
Torpedoes to starboard.
And I think you really, really start to notice this at the height there. So if you still enjoy playing Battleship, I'd almost say at Tier 7 is where you're going to be the happiest. At Tier 8, you're going to be flustered way more. Now, the reason I ate the torpedoes from the carrier is I did this on purpose. Don't want to eat Kutuzov torpedoes because those things don't tickle. I knew he's dropping torpedoes. They're 8 kilometers long. I'm well within 8 kilometers, so my options were beach, guarantee miss Kutuzov torps, stay close to the island, potentially dodge everything, or stay close to the island and eat a Kutuzov torp while dodging the carrier torp. So I went with the guaranteed miss to Kutuzov torps because it's the most damage that would have been done to me. It's called minimizing your damage. And that's what I was trying to do there. Now, unfortunately, or fortunate, depending on how you want to look at it, my aim was so bad that when the cruise off beach, it actually, those shells actually came down on him. But unfortunately, because I did get that shot in on him, he's going to die to this guy's fire. And that's what I mean. Shoot at it till it's dead, guys. If I did not even shoot at that guy and or hit him, that fire never would have killed him. Now, of course, he had plenty of health, to where, of course, you wouldn't want to shoot at him. But say he was even at 1,000, and I only did 900. Oh, guess what? The fire kills him.
Problem solved, sir.
You never know. And like I said, I pretty much guaranteed, somebody's asking what's the range of these guns. This is the exact same thing as a Bama. So if you have a Bama, you have this ship. The only thing is you don't have access to camouflages. Or to the ST camouflages. Now, I'm going towards the carrier because... because why not? Also, there's 30 seconds left, so I'm hoping I can survive long enough to where he can't kill me. And because, you know what, I want to stat pad because I'm a dirty, filthy PR farmer. Don't ask me why I had HE loaded, because in all honesty, I didn't even notice until I shot it. But, I mean, you see that from a lot of the top tier battleships now anyways, so who cares? Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I do like keeping the discussion down to a minimum while still talking about the gameplay. I hope you guys are liking that a little bit more than just 100% gameplay or 100% discussion. But let me hear your guys' thoughts on what you think about Battleship gameplay. The other thing I want to say is, Terry, I hope you're not having a massive coronary, because I know you've been sick over the last 2 videos. So I hope you don't have a brain aneurysm this time around. I do appreciate all your guys' support. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have yourselves one heck of a great day.